Today I'm going to talk about a bullet journal I created. This is my introduction. This is September 22nd, 2016. What exactly is a bullet journal? A bullet journal is literally nothing more than just a physical journal, as you'll see. There are a few different brands and types that are ideal for a system that was created by Ryder, and you can find more at bulletjournal.com, where he sells his official journal. I'm actually using a different journal. I'm using the Luke Term 1917. It'll be linked below. The bullet journal was unavailable, and I read online that the Luke Term 1917 is just as good. You can also use Moleskine or any of those others. But what's nice about the bullet journal is that it's a system of tracking, and so it's a system of tracking your daily, monthly, and long-term goals, appointments, and habits. It's cool because it's analog. So previously, you just use an app or maybe a scheduler on your phone. For me, I'm more visual. So I thought this might be a neat way to test out just tracking a lot of the different stuff I've got going on. So here are my wants that I just simply wanted to get from the product. I want it to be simple, dude capable. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube of some fantastic bullet journals, but honestly, that's not within my capabilities as far as artistic abilities nor my needs. I want it to be efficient, and I want to be able it to be changeable, where I'm going to start with one methodology and a few different features, but I'm going to change over time depending on what I use or don't use. So I want to keep it really simple at first. And lastly, I just wanted to be able to track my different businesses and all the activities I've got going on, and really understand what I'm doing on a weekly basis. So here's just a little about me. 27-year-old male. I'm an engineer by trade. I've been in the industry for 5 years as an engineer. I'm traditionally digitally minded, but I'm very visual. So I'm thinking that this could be an interesting escape from the digital world and focus in on like a more analog and visual type of tracking system for my daily life. So let's deep dive into my journal. Like I said, it's the Luke Term 1917. Let's go over a few of my devices that I've been using to write it in. So the first is just a simple 6-inch ruler. It's flimsy. It's got a really nice sharp edge. I'll have all this linked in the bio below. A Papermate Clearpoint, big fan of these. Also Pentel P207, and then I used 2 pens on this just to see which one I liked better. I used the Micron 03 by Pigma, and then the Sharpie pen. And then on a few things, I'm just using a regular, just Sharpie green fine tip. And then for some longer straight lines, I'm using this Westcott stainless steel, which is just an ultra nice ruler, bendable, and all that stuff. So let's deep dive into the actual journal and see where I'm at so far. So, like I said, September 22nd, it's actually kind of a plus that I'm starting in the middle of a month, because I made out the entire month, but I can actually, change a few things with the next iteration for October. The first page is a contents page. So first thing I put in there is my name. I'm going to put my other information in there later. This first page was the contents. So right here you put which number, all the pages are numbered after here, so you can easily say, okay, here's the key, here's my future log, monthly and dailies. So it's just a nice way to keep up with things. I actually made an error here and started on this page before I saw this page. So I'm not an OCD perfectionist, so for me it was just let's go back and correct it kind of thing. The next page number 1, so as you can see on here, is the key. I'm going to use a simple key at first. I've seen some people with some really sophisticated keys. I'm just going to start with the task as a bullet. Completed would be an X off, and migrate to the next week or month would be a little arrow. So I'm just going to keep it really simple, and I've got plenty of space to build from there. As far as the future log goes, this is what you'll see in the very first video from Ryder. My future log is a little bit different. I chose to fit all 4 of the remaining months in 2016 strategically on the first page. I think he shows it with 3. But for me, I just want to knock out 2016, and then I'll focus in on 2017 and so on throughout the next few months. I actually saved an entire blank page if I go beyond, an additional 4-8 months into the future. I wanted to give you a few tips quickly if you do get the Luke Term 1917 link down below. Is that from top to bottom, I actually went ahead and counted everything out. So you've got 48 dots going top to bottom, and then you've got 34 dots going left to right. So for me, each one of these is 10. I actually have a little number right there. So I started 2 dots in, went down 10, took 1 space, did 10, 10, 10. And this left me a nice little bit of space at the bottom. Maybe I can make them longer in the future if I need to, add more space or put something else down there. I'm not really sure yet. This is a work in progress. But I start with September, and then I did already add a date in here, but basically what I'm gonna do is fill in as my activities get filled in here. Like, say for instance, I book something in November. I'm just gonna write it on here, and then when I go to make my next month, I can go back and refer to fill in where on the calendar things should go. So this leads to my next page, which, like I said, was a blank future log. All right, so here's my monthly log for the month of September. As you can see, I went ahead and went with a square pattern. And unlike most people that often do like a portrait view like this where they can fit all 7 days in, I actually pretty focused on the difference between weekdays and weekends. So I actually started with Monday and went through, had all my weekdays on one side, and then on the right side had all my weekend stuff. On the right, you have your tasks. This is basically like where you can constantly refer back to, and you'll try to plug these into certain days throughout the whole month. I chose, once again, a square pattern, 6 dots by 6 dots. So, I went down 1, 2, this is the 3rd dot, and I went down 6, and then 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. The most amount of rows you could have in a month is 6. September doesn't necessarily use them, so it's okay. I think I'm going to stick with this pattern anyway, so that's consistent from month to month, regardless of how many days are in the month or how the days are laid out. Down at the bottom, I have my daily log. I'm focused in on lifting, cardio, if I drank, homework, so that's basically if I did schoolwork, meditation. If I updated the journal, I put a mark, and then if I go to my office, then I put a mark. What I'll do is, once again, I'll refer back to this future log to help get some of my dates to fill in whenever I start a new month. So hopefully this future log will help fill in once I get to October in 1 more week. I think that's about it. A nice few features I added. I added September monthly down here, September monthly. Once again, this is just going to help me when I'm flipping pages quickly. I can see it and won't have to necessarily use a bookmark. So this is for the last week of September. Let's head on to the daily log. So here we've got September daily. This is the very first day I've done, September 22nd. I'm going to try to maximize at 6 bullet points a day. So here's my 6, and tomorrow, September 23rd, I'll put a line and I'll start right there and just move down the page. Once I finish this page, I'll move over to this page and go down. I'm guessing it's going to be about 7 days, so that'll be kind of cool. That's about a week. And then over here, I've got this little tracker. I've seen people with all kinds of things, including like books they've read, music they're listening to, movies they watched. All those are cool ideas. For me personally, I'm just going to stick with my startup tracker. So I actually agree with those people that it might be valuable to track that stuff. So what I'll do is probably just make a page for it. But right now, I'm just going to focus in on tracking my startups each week and see how far I get and some of my different projects, and then track my dailies. So what will happen is today, I'll go ahead and do a live demo. So today I did this, so X. Today I did this, X. Today I did this, X. 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 And see, this I did not do, but I'm getting it tomorrow. So what I'll do is add an arrow, and that'll move down till tomorrow. And I'll have, 5 more things to choose. hopefully from this page or whatever pops up, to fill in on the following days. So hope everyone's excited to keep up with this journal. Please use the links below if you'd like to get the products you've seen, and start your own. I know I'm excited about it. You know, previously I was such a digital person, and this seems like a nice analog alternative to help me complete my task and stay and achieve my goals. So thank you so much, and see you for the next video. Subscribe and like, and we'll see you then.